Ladies and gentlemen, hope you all are doing super well today. Thank you guys for coming back to another video. If this is your first one, welcome in everybody. Sorry my cat just jumped me. Got all affection as soon as I started talking. Guys, new patch is out. Patch 9, if you will, December 3rd, at least where I am. And I'm here to go over the notes, talk a little bit about it, expand the text because it looks tiny on my second monitor. Maybe this. And just talk through the notes and hopefully give you guys my thoughts. So, leaderboards are a thing now. This doesn't matter unless you're really particular about your legend rank. I know I am. Um, yeah, so now if you're like, hey, I'm top whatever. Actually, we can check it out right now. What does it look like? Nobody's legend, but really? Alright, I'm not logging in right now. I'm too lazy for that. But yeah, you'll be able to see it. I wonder what that'll entail. I wonder if it'll show like win rate or just your position on the board, or like it'd be cool if they were like Volf. That dude is like the 60th best Vanessa, and I'm like rank 20,000 or something. But we'll see. Vanessa has some new items which are all sick, new skills which are sick. I like this Friend of the Sea skill. It if I remember correctly, it gives damage to your aquatic weapons, which is a cool little like I don't know, like hybrid-y skill, like between aquatic and weapons lines, which I like. Dooley has new items, new skills. Mac has new items. This Book of Secrets one I think is broken, could be wrong. New skills. Big has new skills. Everybody's getting new skills except Stell, who apparently just ignored. All right. Let's see. Bug fixes. It looks like item spawners now say that they spawn items from any hero. Cool. Oh, the music behavior is interesting. So before, like you've always heard your opponent's music when you fight them, which is I don't know, I feel like you should hear your own if you want your own album. But you'd always hear the PvE music when you were fighting. So now you get to actually hear whatever album you put on, which is kind of cool. So now your albums, I guess, matter more. I don't know. We'll see if this is like meaningful or not. Like you notice a difference, but I'm theoretically excited. Let's see. Especially because too, like if you're going against bronze players or whatever, which is fine. Like it's cool if you're bronze, but you're less likely to have like a legendary album or something. So you might not hear banger tunes in your PvP fights. If you're going against a bronze guy, if you're like a legend guy, but if you're like going against legends now, or like before, that was the only time you would hear like that bonus music. I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Econ Seminar now spawns from any hero. Fix that like docks thing where they would only spawn bronze tier starting items. Herma's Jewels. You can now back out of the Jules Cafe thing if you wanted to buy a stove or cooler, and then you realized it cost money. You can back out now. Lick It cost gold, makes sense. That shit was broken. Might still be broken for the crit option, or I don't know, maybe the damage as well. Malifang, that's the burn skill merchant. Now spawns for pig. Street festivals changed a little bit. It's 3 merchants, bronze, silver, and gold. So I believe you get one of each. I think that's interesting. I don't know. At first, I really liked that event because I'd be like, "Oh, cool! Like you get to see all these rare merchants." But then I feel like I would end up rolling like, I'd be playing Vanessa, right? I'd roll like a Dooley, Pig, and Stell merchant. And I'm like, I don't really care, and it's a 6 gold reroll. I like this. Like, I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to play with it a little bit, but it might be something I want to take again. And the docks as well spawns items from any hero, but now it's clarified, and it spawns any item. What it means by this is like it would only spawn bronze tier starting items. Is it like, for example, duct tape? Is that correct? Or does it start at silver? Let's think of something better. Chris Army Knife. What? You're okay. Come here. You're totally fine. Really? You're pawing at me? Okay. So like Chris Army Knife starts at bronze tier, and like you could get a gold Chris Army Knife from the docks or whatever, but just because it started at bronze tier, those are the only kind of items that would show up. So now it's like something like weather glass is a possible tool you could pull. And like, let's get into item changes. One thing, I love this game, and I love that they're releasing new heroes, but man, it makes my life harder every time, which is okay. Chum is notably a food, which is funny. I think the most notable part about that is for Tiny Furry Monster. It's also a little bit better of an item. Not sure if it's used play. Custom Scope. I think it'll do maybe that thing like I've never had a good custom scope board, honestly. I know the combos, you're supposed to run like Eels and like Julian or something like that. I've never been able to pull that off, but I do like it as like, if you need a fast source of crit, it now is comparable to HUD, which would give 40% of diamond, so this also gives like 40%. So if you ever need like you know, a big chunk of crit on an anchor, like a, you know, something like that, 40%. Honing steel's a little bit better. Hard to rate this. I'm not sure if it's good or not, but it's like, that's not nothing, you know. Being able to provide like a fair bit, like even like 12, 18 damage throughout the course of a fight on like day 1, day 2 is meaningful. So we'll see. Ports at silver, I have no idea how to rate that, but that's kind of interesting to me. Ramrod's finally reworked. 3 seconds when you reload an item. I believe it still reloads adjacent items. It'll also gain crit, which is cool. I haven't like figured out the best way to set that up. Probably just rifle that gets crit or something, or maybe there's a like double barrel getting crit is good. Shot glasses takes an ammo nerf, makes sense it was broken. Silencer gains attack, makes sense. This one's kind of interesting. Trickster is gonna love this, or maybe hate it. Primordial now is multi of 4. The cooldown is 25, which I don't necessarily understand the cooldown nerf, but the damage is 75. So what that means is that instead of having 100 damage at like diamond, it has 25, but multiplied by 4. So that's interesting. It does better if you have like external ways to scale it, basically. Like the more procs you have, like the better something does with scaling. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just, it's like katana versus katana with multicast. Like, any damage skill is going to be better on the one with multicast. Something like that. So it's a little better that way. And then it's also notably doing more damage at gold, I believe. Because, like, is that correct? Wait, what's the difference between this and the one at... Oh, so at gold it's going to charge 1 second, diamond is going to charge 2. So like at diamond it'll always be better, I believe. And it'll always like do double damage effectively. But gold, it hits substantially harder at gold now. Black Spider slows 1 more item in all ranks. That actually kind of scares me. It's not hard to get like curio buffs. What are you doing, Scotch? What's going on? It's not that hard to get curio buffs. And like slowing 2 items at silver, I don't know, I could be totally overballing this. That actually does scare me. We'll see. Chaff redeemed to flares makes sense thematically. Combat core scaling increased also makes sense. So I was aware like you could run it early game and be fine, but it really would kind of fall off late game a little bit. You just couldn't keep scaling, couldn't keep up. So I think it's fine to buff it. It was, as far as I'm aware, the most underperforming core. Could be wrong. LEDs is a bronze item, sure. Cooling fan. I would need the dualies to explain this to me, but it's getting nerfed at gold. So yeah, I need the dualies to explain it. Maybe it was just too many freeze procs or something. I don't know. I honestly don't have the mental to put that together. Defensive matrix. As far as I'm aware, that's been an underperformer for a while, so that gets a buff. Circuit breaker. A little bit worse at silver when it's strongest, but a little bit better at diamond. I'm cool with that. I think that's interesting because like circuit breaker to me is one of those items that's essentially always going off, like in my head. Like as soon as you start hasting everything, it's basically like almost like ICD, you know what I mean? And if you have an item that's on internal cooldown, the difference between, and it charges like 2 seconds, the difference between 7 and 6 seconds is huge. And like that means like 8 to 7 isn't any difference. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like if it charges 2 seconds over and over and over, it's going like 2, 4, 6, 8, and it'll like, or you know, at 7 it's 2, 4, 6, 7, and it doesn't overcap the charge. So I don't know, interesting to me. Like to me it seems almost like a nerf, but I could be wrong. Flintstones, its scaling is reduced by 1 at all ranks, but it's 4 seconds. I hate Flintstones, man. I don't know. I have bad memories of this item. I hate it as an enchanted item. I hate running into it. Maybe it's finally fair, but I always get scared to see this thing at 4 seconds. I really hate Flintstones. Forklift is better at diamond. Maybe it's a better carry item now. You could say the same thing about Ice 9000. If you're running it, you're not running it for more freeze targets. You're like at diamond, you're running it for more value at diamond. And so now it doubles. So this could be a fair amount of poison. Mech Moles is bronze. Let's see, Nitro is now a gold item, but they can balance it at 3 seconds. I'm good with that. I think I like that. It's like also too, you kind of have metronome, you kind of have fiber optics. Like it's good to add like good other quick accelerant kind of stuff to Dualies kit. PR conditioner gets buffed by a second at all ranks. Wasn't this nerfed like a patch or 2 ago? Am I crazy? Drill, let's see. So drill gets hella cooldown buffs, but the damage is reduced. That kind of scares me. Not like late game, but early. It's a lot of procs. We'll have to see. I think I don't know, maybe you just have like this super turbo like charge item, like you're not buffing it, but you just use it left of your core, get a bunch of cycles off. I'm not like a crazy dually player. We'll have to see how that is. Clearly, drill wasn't being played or something in order to get a change. Remote control, yeah, it's kind of a fringe item, so it's like a second in all rank makes sense to me. Bug fix, temporal nav. I don't know. I would occasionally see temporal navigator on a board. It's one of those items that's so broken in your stash that there's probably an argument to make it really weak on your board. I think that's maybe what's happening here, because I think it does make it kind of weak. Tesla coil gets a buff for damage. Sure. Again, I'm not actually sure how good this item is right now. Weak point detector. This item is actually pretty multi-class. A lot of the time, like you can find it on other heroes and run it. So the scaling gets buffed, makes sense. I think on dually, like I could see that. Like I think it's really hard to put together like a meaningful slow build on dually. So buffing that line on dually makes sense, but that could maybe I don't know, definitely gets a buff on other heroes. And I think there is some monster fights that sell like diamond or like drop diamond versions of this, so that could be meaningful in like Vanessa. Abram gets nerfed again. Yeah, even after the last one, it was still OP, so I'm totally fine with this. No, I think like it's a bigger nerf, even than 1 second, because now it stagnates your Durian, because like Durian will go off at 6, this goes off at 7, which is awkward. Umbrella, I don't think anybody played Umbrella, so it's getting buffed by a second. Regen goes up, but I'm not exactly sure. So it says enchants map to regen output but require shield. Not exactly sure what that means, to be honest, but I was thinking about it, and I was wondering if it just, like, you have to have it chilled, otherwise the enchant doesn't work. I don't know. I have to see that in action. Burrito gets a little bit of a buff. Caviar gives crit equal to triple its value. Yeah, I tried running some Caviar. It never felt good on board anytime I played it. So, sure, let's try it. Chocolate Coin was broken, though. Like, you basically have this huge stat stick of an econ item that also gave a ridiculous amount of crit. It's still, I'm sure, very strong. But giving full value was ridiculous. Coffee's back to bronze. Let's see, dishwasher. Where it was heating items for 4 seconds at gold tier. I was actually kind of wondering that. There was a few times where I was playing boards with dishwasher, and I had it at gold, and I felt like it was either like it was keeping things heated for a long time, or I was just barely getting my item off. And I want to say that I felt that, because I would run like dishwasher plus the big one on stealth, and it did feel that way, so that's good. I wonder how many fights I can like go back and look and see if I lost because of that. Dragon Steak gets buffed at gold, sure. Like again, I didn't really see that item. Dragon Melon as well gets 10% at all ranks. Again, I didn't see that item. So it's like, I think just in general, I'm a big fan of buffing from the bottom. Like, you can, if something's a true outlier and truly broken, you can tone it down a little bit. But in general, it's good to leave things like reasonably strong and just keep pushing the like underlying like weaker items up to like a pretty equivalent point. I like that a lot. It's a lot more exciting to see a lot of buffs every patch. It gives you hope than like a bunch of nerfs too. Durian to silver makes sense. Farmer's market. Now you gain equal to 3-5 times the value of the sold food. So that gets a +1 at all ranks. So we'll have to see if that's good. Or like how strong that is. Feast scaling goes up. I think like feast scaling, I don't know, feast is always like a pretty decent tempo item. I don't know. Feast is one of those weird items where I feel like I would run into undefeated jewels running Feast, and I'd be like, oh my god, and then I'd beat them like pretty handily. So I don't know, maybe Feast isn't as scary, or maybe it's just like Jewel starts to fall off and you can't, I don't know, maybe it's hard to tempo out sometimes. Bug fix. Fruit press is an item that I want to work so bad. Like, in my head, it is the coolest Jewels item, without a doubt. Wait, where did this cat go? I'm sorry, one sec. Oh, there you are. Hi. She wasn't in any of her usual spots. She's normally on her cat tower over there, or like by the door. She's just like in the middle of the floor looking at me with hate. Anyways, I just like, it's a cool item, man, and like you want it to be like playable but not broken. We'll have to see if this is good or not, but anything where it's like exponential scaling like that's really interesting. Giant sub is another really cool one. Like I don't know what kind of build you ever put together for that, but if you have like a bunch of tool spam maybe, I don't know, like it's hard. I feel like Giant Sub might have a space problem because, and might be enchant reliant, because you're kind of relying on like foods with big stats, plus you need the tools to charge it. It's a little bit clunky, I think, but maybe. Like Giant Sub is one of those things, if you can pull it off, it's sweet, but you definitely don't want it to be broken. Because I feel like if this item's ever broken, you know, it's like just hitting you a million stats. It just feels horrible. Grill burn to 4, sure. I think that's the base value. Could be wrong. But that's a lot of burn. I mean, even 3 burn is a fair bit, especially when you're spamming it. Because it's like going to be on every food proc if I'm reading between the lines correctly. Honeycomb can buff any item. That's cool. It's a pretty decent like pickup then for pig or something like that. Um, yeah, I would say the best one's probably just pig. Hot sauce, cooldown buff, sure. Scale gets a cooldown. Yeah, this is interesting. Again, I really rate 2-second haste. Like 1-second haste is fine. 2-second is when it gets like very good. And so when haste items, I think are getting more and more designed like they haste 2 seconds always, and then they get like cooldown buffs. And I like that design. So kitchen scale now is like that. So it's like I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, would you rather have it be 6 seconds in haste for 3 seconds at diamond, or would you rather it be 5 seconds in haste, 2 seconds at diamond? I'd probably rather I think have 5, but interesting. Hard to say. I think it's a buff, but I'm not fully sure. Looks like a buff at silver. Even if it's a second slower, 2 seconds is better than 1 for sure. Lao gets a buff. Laurel's favorite gets a buff. Luau gets a buff to 4 seconds. That's kind of big, man. Let's actually go to Bazaar DB. Check out the Luau that I can't spell. Sure. So that could be interesting. I don't know. Like I haven't played Jules in a while. Alvin Mitz is now a tool. That's actually pretty interesting too, because like a lot of things do really care about. I don't know. I don't know. Having a tool that can cycle as much as Oven Mitts can is very interesting to me. Is what I'm gonna say. Let's look at pasta. Okay, interesting. Was it you gained equal to 10, 20, 30, 40 times? I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what happened with pasta, but I think that's a huge nerf. Could be wrong. Pizza is interesting. So it is a silver item. I did see these and get scared a little bit, but it's a silver item. I think that's fair to not have it be 1. It does have a million multicast, but again, it's silver. And I think like comparable to a silver vent. I don't know. Hard to say. We'll see if like that makes it too strong, because like that is kind of scary, especially the 2 here. Especially if you have like another burn skill. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. Prep station is now bronze. Shield bonuses decreased and the cooldown decreased. Very interesting. I mean, yeah, I was gonna say it's a second in all ranks. It's a big nerf for sure. Refrigerator cooldown applies to old chilled foods or old chilled items, so that's interesting too. Like, yeah, it used to be just foods, so tools in there is very nice as well. Rolling pin gets a buff. Again, I don't think I ever saw anybody cooking my ass with rolling pin. So getting a cooldown buff, base damage buff, and scaling buff is interesting. Skillet is getting buffed again. Did it get buffed already? I thought it got I don't know. Cooldown to 6 and the burn scales. I don't know. Oh, well, okay. So it's better. It's a better early game item, but less good late. We'll see. I think this still scares me, man. I don't know. I feel like Skillet is one of those things where it's like it's a low cooldown multicast item. And like multicast plus scaling is ridiculous in general. This scares me a little bit. We'll have to see. Isn't this a revert? And Sushi Boat is different. 5-second cooldown. Silver start. Your items gain crit when you use non-heated food charges. So this is another cool way to play the crit line. You spam a bunch of non-heated stuff. Your items get a bunch of crit. And then sooner or later, you're critting off everything. I like it. I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays, but I think it's interesting to me. And you can run this with like other crit synergies too, for sure. Athenor gets a buff, sure. Can't remember the last time I saw that. Atmospheric Sampler now is a gold item. When you use an enchanted or flying item, charge another 1 or 2 enchanted or flying items 1 second. So at gold, when you use an item, it charges another one 1. When it's diamond, when you use an item, it charges 2 other items 1. Yeah, it's interesting. I think the 2-second charge is definitely way stronger than charging 2 for 1. But we'll have to see. I mean, it still sounds pretty reasonable to me, but I think I can't evaluate it until I see it. But it's still like, you're still getting like, when an item goes off, you get 2 seconds of value, basically, which hasn't changed. So that could still be scary for me. Like, some boards might not even be changed. Some boards like might have been just as good with this version or the old version. Could be wrong. Black Rose starts at bronze. This is Scales of Poison, right? Yeah, I think it's reasonable. I think it's a reasonable bronze item. It seems kind of fitting for a bronze item. Just like a kind of a regen stat stick, sure. Candles is back. That scares me. Candles is so strong early, but we'll see. I mean, it's only a +1 burn. Didn't it used to be 10, or am I wrong? Alright, we're so back. Yeah, they are still getting used to each other, and my Scotch is very defensive of her house. And one of the cats opened the door somehow. They were supposed to be separated. What can you do? Chunk of Gold gets nerfed. Take away max econ a little bit. Ice Claw is now silver. Scaling. So it's better at higher ranks, which is interesting. Yeah, I know Widgeon, my goat, plays definitely some freeze builds. I don't know how good freeze mac is, so like I think overall this is a buff. You could also argue it's like a buff to consistency if you're looking for freeze pieces earlier. Hard to say. Bracers gets nerfed. I think it's still going to be strong. From what it sounds like, it's still strong, but his self-poison lines were very powerful. Peace Rock gets a buff. What? Peace Rock gets a buff by a second. I can't remember the last time I've seen anybody run this on board. So we'll see if that sees play. Plague Glaive gets a nerf at gold. It makes sense. This thing was basically like you get 8 seconds to win the game, but I don't know. If that for as soon as you can do that on a gold item and it's like day 6, that's kind of ridiculous. So even delaying it by a second is huge. Poppy Field gets nerfed. Poppy Field's been ridiculous for a long time. Makes sense to me. I mean, it's like two poison, but that adds up. Let's see. Quill and Ink is getting buffed. So now instead of like, yeah, I like this general direction towards small items they've been having, I feel like, where instead of small items, you know, getting more and more stats, they get cooldown. Like it gives you a reason to play them late. So now you have like these really fast like start speed things is what they become. So I like this Quill and Ink idea, where they're like, hey, instead of having, you know, this be 7 seconds forever and doing minimal poison at diamond, it's a really fast like start a combat thing, for example. And it should still have multicast, I believe. Scotch. Yeah, so like 4 seconds multi, it's technically like on rate with Uzi, like in terms of procs per second. Uzi's better because it starts faster, but I'm just saying. Great Axe. So now for your crit lines, it's back to silver, but the crit bonus isn't 100, so that's interesting to me. And the cooldown decreases. Yeah, that's interesting. Interesting for sure. And I believe it has lifesteal as well, if I remember correctly. It does not actually. Is that? Let's see. Does it say lifesteal? Oh, it does have lifesteal. No, it does. So that's interesting too. Like, I like that because now it actually contributes to the critting, as opposed to like back in the day, it used to be this super slow item that you only really ran for the passive. Now it actually kind of does its piece. You know, I like that. Say at the time was ridiculous. It gets nerfed, sure. Spider Mace has always been a house. And I think making it less consistent at bronze and also like rolling bronze reagents makes sense to me. Test subject was pretty strong. Nerf makes sense. Thurible is also, is that how you say that? It's also getting like that bronze treatment where it's like burn 5 at silver or at bronze is kind of strong though. Is that not crazy? Am I like overhyping that? Burn 5 at bronze? It's 15 damage. I don't know, we'll see. And very quickly, like, you get 1 burn on that, it's 21 damage per proc. That's pretty good. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. Especially if other burn. I don't know, that could actually be pretty good. But again, I like this. Like, make smalls have a purpose in the late game. As opposed to this, like, maybe you run it early, and you never run it again. I like that. And then Venom is now any item. So that'll be interesting, too. We'll have to see how Venom plays. There's been a couple times, too, where I'm like, I had a Venom, in a weather glass. I'm like, oh, I wish I could run this on the other side of weather glass or something. So that's really interesting to me. Abacus as well. So Abacus gets a full second buff for Pig. That's interesting. Like, I already thought it was a pretty good item. But maybe I'm wrong. Let's see, I can't spell today. Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting. This is, I think it shows it's silver. I don't know, man. Sure, we'll have to see how Abacus plays, but that's a lot of value. I mean, it makes sense. I feel like his value lines haven't been as insane lately, so like adding some support there makes sense. Boomerang is now a better item in combat. Sure. Cash Cannon's at silver. Yeah, that shit was broken. It makes sense. It's less consistent now. I'm sure you can still get crazy Cash Cannon builds, but less consistent. Gavel as well is very interesting. I really like Gavel for like the uniqueness of its effect. Freezing all other weapons is really cool to me. So yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know how good this is gonna be, but maybe it's better for freeze lines. Like freeze lines have a ton of items that spawn at silver, so maybe you're like, hey, I pick up Gavel, like, and some other pieces, and you have multiple things that start at silver. It's interesting. Hatchet down to 4. It makes it instead of like it's a fast item. And so instead of just being like a you buy because you get that and truffle and you sell it, it like maybe has more of a purpose on board. Good for anything that cares about fast weapons, for example, if you need one, or like just in general, maybe like late game at start time or something. Heirlooms, shields equal to double the item's value, and it has more value in combat. Sure, definitely makes it better early. So that's cool. Hot stones, up the burn, gain max health equal to 5 times the item's burn for the fight. Replaced regen. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to see how that plays. I mean, I don't know what the cooldown is on it. Is it 6 still? Hot stones. It is. Oh, it's 4? Wait, what? 4? That's kind of crazy. 4 seconds burn 4 is kind of crazy. So every 4 seconds you gain 20 health and burn 4. That could be kind of strong, especially if you find a way to scale that. I don't know, that kind of looks kind of wild to me. Ice cream chuck now freezes multiple items for 1 second, but the cooldown decreases. When you use another item, charges 1 second. Interesting. So that could be scary too, bro. Like if you have a full charge spam like ice cream board, because you can now use like yo-yo becomes really viable for charging this. It's kind of interesting. 7 seconds is interesting, and freeze 2 items for 1. Like 1 second's a long time. It's not a half second. We'll have to see how ice cream truck plays, but that could be potentially interesting. Up the base value of ladle a little bit. That makes sense to me. I'm fine with that. Landscraper was pretty strong, so just 2 it all. It's, I guess, what is it? N. You take 10 minus n times x for whatever tier or something. You get what I'm saying. It's 8, 16, 24 as opposed to 10, 20, 30. Makes sense. Very strong item, nerf it. Security system starts at silver. I don't actually know how to rate that because if you're in like I don't feel like Pig's value properties are that or value builds are that insane right now. So this could be a buff because it doesn't dilute your bronze pool, or it could be a nerf because it's harder to find. I don't actually know. I'm not smart enough for that. Masterpiece, the value gains up, which is interesting to me. Maybe now Masterpiece is all about like you could actually like scale it a little better in your stash. I feel like even when I tried to hold it, I would just never get enough value on it back in the day. So maybe now it's actually worth something. Pitchfork is an even better item on board. Not like say even better, like it was good. Just a little bit better on board. I'm good with that. Showcase is interesting. So now it's a bronze start, and it requires 2 weapons or shield items. Was 3, but the buffs are way down. I'm totally fine with that. Showcase still kind of pisses me off whenever I see it, just from like old bad memories. But I think this is totally fair. It was always a little hard to enact on like early days. Yeah, it was always a little hard to enact on early days because 3 weapons is kind of a lot. You know what I mean? Okay. Anyway, so that makes sense for Showcase. Like, it's not OP, but it's like reasonable. Like you can play it, and this is the way to make it bronze worthy, I say. Silk gets a buff. Makes sense. I never saw it. Slingshot's interesting. 2 ammo for each toy you have. I think this forces you. Well, first of all, it's a little bit better at bronze, which is nice. Because like a lot of times with bronze, you'd be like, oh, I have no ammo. I mean, at diamond too, if you even had a couple toys, you're like, oh, I have infinite ammo. I think it makes it so you can't run it with like one other toy. Like you run it in a toy kind of setup in general, but it's not like so debilitatingly like I don't know. I guess like you need a couple toys, but you don't get like fucked at bronze. Is basically the way I look at it. Spiky shield is 40. I like that. Again, I think a lot of these items are a little antiquated. Like obviously you run them with shield, but they should still have like a little bit of oomph to themselves anyways. You know what I mean? Like spiky shield shouldn't be 10 base. Streaming setups redesigned. That kind of makes sense. I don't know. I feel like this item in the right circumstance was just so ridiculous. Kiwas or some shit. Your toys have plus damage, heal, and shield equal to this item's value. When you use a toy, this gains value for the fight. Yeah, I don't know how to rate that, but that sounds cool. I like the idea that they're adding more toy win cons too. So sure, we'll have to see how that plays. Succulence is okay. It's like getting that also kind of like small item cooldown treatment. More heal as well. Yeah, we'll have to see how that is. T-set redesign. Silver start, 654 second cooldown, burn 2, gain max health for the fight. When you gain max health for the fight, your burn items gain burn for the fight. Yeah, so we all knew this was coming. We knew that T-set Matchbox, where is it? Hot Stones is coming. We all did. We didn't, but it is. I think, I don't know. We'll have to see. Like, I know Goosefather, who's like absolute G, is incredibly high on T-set and incredibly high on these burn lines. We'll have to see. He thinks Pig's going to be ridiculous. He's smarter than me about Pig for sure, so we'll have to see. But get ready for T-set meta, I guess. Vineyard, same thing as Landscraper. Wrist Warrior is now bronze and a tech. Sure, makes sense like that it's a tech now. I feel like it just looks like it. Stell's about to get destroyed because she's really strong. A lot of people don't play Stell. Like, Stell's not like the most popular hero, but at the high level, she's very, very good. Her win rate is always insane. So Altimeter getting nerfed by a second makes sense. The item is broken. I really like this change, and I'm happy, like, because headset is the nuts. Not for Altimeter, sorry, I moved on. Anemometer. Now haste for 2 seconds at all ranks, and it used to be 1, 2, 3, which means it has a purpose as silver now, which is so cool. And it cooldown to 5, 4, 3, which is so cool. Like, now there's an actual reason, I think, to run it instead of headset at other ranks. You know what I mean? Because, like, now it's silver, it's actually really good. Whereas, like, before, you kind of needed that gold, because without a haste buff, it didn't feel good. But now you can run it at silver, and if you miss headset, you know, or anything like that, it's just very interesting to me. Aviators gets a shield buff, doubled at all ranks, makes sense, this item has been awful. Clockwork Disc, also very strong, has been for a while, 5 damage at all ranks. I think that's reasonable. It's kind of a weird buff, or like, sorry, nerf. Is like, you never think of Clockwork Disc as being that broken, but it just does a lot early game. It just enables a lot, stop stuff. Let's see, Cloud Tanker as well. If you guys don't play Stell, you don't know how broken this thing was. It was ridiculous, so nerfing it by a third at all ranks is reasonable. I don't know if if it's over nerfed or not, but we'll see. Lava Roller, bug fix. Like, Butterfly is also a very good item. Part of me feels like this is a little harsh, and maybe I'm just wrong. But like, because Butterfly's a very good item, but a lot of it too is like it enables so much because it's start of combat fly. So it's like very good for start speed, very good for like items like Buster, which I know is a meme on this channel because of what me and Trickster did that in that one stream. Like when your vehicle drone starts flying, this starts flying. So you can have like this plus Butterfly, this instant flies, stuff like that. Like, I don't know. So I think that part of it's still strong, but I never really rated the buffing of it that much, but maybe I was incorrect for that. Lightning Rod, this is a huge nerf. Only deals damage on you slowing or freezing. I think this is how it should have worked all along. Lightning Rod is such a ridiculous BS item, even like this. Like, this item is still so broken. But you shouldn't be able to, like, I don't know, Caltrops, I guess, does it, but your opponent freezing you should not hit him for, like, 300 a tick. Like, it's the freaking damage this item does, man. Like, this plus Weather Machine, and it's literally, like, ICD plus, like, slow and steady, and you're just hitting for, like, 300 on ICD. It's ridiculous. Orbital Polisher, active cooldown, 6 second. So it has a 6 second, or active ability, has a 6 second cooldown, haste it for 1 second, and it stops flying. That's interesting. I like this. So if you find a way to make your Polisher flying, now you can stop flying, and then you can refly it. So it's kind of cool, because you can, like, farm it a little bit, you know what I mean? Now it adds itself a little bit. There was a Bazaar League game the other day where somebody ended the game with a 98 on their Orbital Polisher, and that shit definitely mattered that they didn't get it. So, yeah, if they had this one, they would have been there. Parts Picker, this shit was so broken. It still is so broken, and I'm still going to pick it at gold all the time. But, again, if you don't play Stell, or if you never picked it up, it's hard to comprehend how broken Parts Picker is, and especially was. Yeah. Ramming Balloon, underperformer, so yeah, sure, why not? Make the things fly, I'm good at that. Again, it's very slow, so like, it even might need more love than this. But I think this is fine. Totally fine. But, I don't know, maybe this plus like Mag Shield is like low-key a combo. Again, I'm not smart enough to know yet. Ramming balloon builds would be cool. Sirens. I like this change a lot. It's very thematic too. First time an enemy uses an item each fight, use this. So Sirens is brand new. So if you don't know Sirens, it's been a horrible item forever. Horrible, horrible, horrible. And I'm pretty sure this should be reversed. But basically, in theory, I'm just going to assume it's next to 2 vehicles. It has 3 multicast, and it'll like slow and haste for like a couple seconds. But I like it. It's like, first time your opponent uses an item, the warning signs go off, and you're like, yeah, like, the siren goes off. I think it's cool. And I don't know if Sirens is going to be good, but I think in general, this has been Stell's arguably worst item forever, even after receiving a buff. I would like to see it see play, man. I want to see the items that don't see play get buffed to the point where, like, there's a reason to at least pick them. They don't have to be the strongest thing, but a reason to at least pick them. Skyliner. Skyliner is broken at gold, but it falls off at diamond a little bit. Like, it's not always, I don't know. If you get a day 6, it's broken. But if you get it like day 11, you know, you skip it every time, unless you've, like, been running it the whole game. So you nerf it when it's super strong, but you, like, when it's oppressive, but you buff it a little bit when it's, like, a little less strong. So that's basically what's going on. Space Laser's broken, so it gets nerfed by a couple seconds. Makes total sense. Still probably very strong. Visual effects, it's got this really cool animation now. Toolbox spawns from any hero. I think it was doing this. I could be mistaken, but now this is a tooltip about it. Vortex Cannon as well. New visual effect, which is so cool. Dude, real quick, finally, Barb Spike and Blaze Howl are nerfed, and these items are still broken, but they have been, I think they came out in March. They've been untouched for like 9 months, dude. Actually, like 9 months, which is crazy. I feel really old right now. They're so broken. Like, they're still so broken, but they shouldn't be as free ones as they are. Biomerge Arm, once again, gives the item to the left max ammo in all situations. This is caught in a sweep of ammo fixes. It's a unique effect. The force would make an item have max ammo even if it didn't before. That's cool, man. I don't know. I got screwed by that one time when I tried to give my anchor 100% crit, and my biomerge arm said, nope, your anchor has 1 ammo now. So that felt a little bad, but what can you do? That's cool. I like how that works. It's interesting, for sure. Octopus visual effects updated. So yeah, Octopus has like this animation. Basically, for every swing it has, it'll do a thing. If you guys are light sensitive at all, or like, I don't know, anything like that, like, I instantly think of like when I was watching cartoons as a kid, and I'd like load up Pokemon and be like, there's risk of like, you know, light exposure stuff. I don't know, like those warnings, man. I don't know the best way to say it. This octopus one is crazy and very distressing to your eyes. So just be careful if you are really like light sensitive about this octopus one, because I do think it's very bright and it's 8 procs in a row. So Tania's Carrier, it's legendary tier now, which is cool. That also means that it can't show up in Pearl, I believe. It also means that if you get a random legendary and you're playing like a non-Stell hero, you can get griefed by Tantia's Carrier, which is cool. But yeah, that's how it goes. And it's cooled down to 8 seconds. We'll have to see. I don't know. Again, this is more of a Stell item, even though it's neutral technically. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see if this is good enough at 8. Because, like, you would never run it. Let's see. Everlasting Life changed, so now it's number limited. So in some instances, I think this is better. Some instances, I could see it being worse. I mean, even getting 200 max health at silver is not bad. So, yeah, basically, like, you could argue the floor is higher, but the ceiling's lower. Frontline Logistics is getting nerfed, which hurts. They have to touch the ammo line somehow. It's very strong on Vanessa. It's a painful way to do it, but it makes sense. Healthy Jolt has been a broken skill forever. If you could activate it, it's broken. It sucks for Banana Ball, the GOAT, because now he only spawns the silver version. So it becomes a lot less reasonable to pick Banana Ball, but still a very good skill, especially at higher tiers. Healthy Tip. What is that, dude? Dude, like, I actually can't spell at all. Healthy? Dude, is it what? What am I? Oh, here it is. When you gain gold, permanently gain max health equal to... Oh, sure. Cool, starts at silver, sure. I've never enjoyed this skill. I've always thought it was, like, kind of bad, but... What do I know? Open for business, increase the income. Sure, makes sense. Strong Arm starts at bronze. Is that the poison one? No, your weapons have... Oh, cool. Damage equal to your income. Sure. Okay. again, this is my pig stuff. And Toxic Flames of Gold skill now, so we'll have to see how that shakes with the meta. Also, this teaser, which is cool. Some evil, menacing eyes. Turns into this little like transformed thing that you can't see. So yeah, those are my notes. I hope you guys enjoyed. I apologize in case like I only play so many heroes now, so it's like hard to give the most in-depth info on every single one of them, like especially Jules, I would say, Jules, Mac, and Pig. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are staying safe. If you did enjoy, please drop a like and sub. So take care, everybody. Catch you next time. Bye.
Just trying to get this